So I got a chance to interview one of my elementary school teachers, which is pretty awesome. I started off the interview by just simply asking her to introduce herself, give me a little bit of information about her background, in her current classroom, and her own experience with our education. So I emailed her and like we were responding back and forth with dialogue. And unfortunately, she's not able to be here with us today because she does live in Detroit, and I'm in East Lansing. But she started off by saying, "Hello, my name is Yavitra Robinson." Funny story about that. I never got to know her first name because, like, you know how in elementary school they didn't want you to call teachers by their first name. So I never got a chance to really pronounce her name the correct way. I still don't even know if I'm pronouncing it the correct way, but her name is Yavitra Robinson, and she says, "I have been an educator for 13 years. For the past 3 years, I have been teaching at Detroit Merit Academy, where I teach 6th and 8th grade math. My experience with art education is minimum. Um, I have devolved into it here and there, but not on the regular basis. So I went and I kind of explained to her the importance and the benefits of our integration. I kind of told her about several different articles that I've actually read that prove that our integration in the classroom is actually beneficial towards students, especially students that are in urban areas where education isn't really the the best thing to do in that community. I asked her was she aware of the arts integration. Um, she kind of said that she was aware of the term arts integration. Um, Also asked her, did she have the arts integration during her own schooling, and can she give me an example of it? And she said, I do not believe arts integration was taught when I was working towards my certification. Sure, if it had been, I would have been intrigued and excited to introduce it to my students. So I kind of like gave her some websites that she could look up, like the NEA Arts, which put up several articles about um, arts integration and in different communities and different scenarios, and it helped how it helped the students improve on their academics and test scores. Um, I also asked her, did she use arts integration practice in her own classroom? And could she give an example? So she started off by saying, I have used arts integration in my classroom. I remember introducing it to my students after teaching a lesson on scale drawing. She said that she integrated art into the lesson by having students enlarge a picture of a cartoon character. Um, and sorry, I'm sorry, please bear with me. She said she received a lot of encouragement from the art teacher. She had done a lesson on grade design and gave a lot of pre-lessons that she could use before they started on the project. From that point, I had gave her a direction towards a different article that we had, well, actually a TED talk about how school kills creativity, and I kind of told her like she was the guy in the TED talk was basically talking about how um, how we sometimes as educators can stunt someone's growth as being creative because we stick to such a base curriculum. And when you think about these people who've made history in the United States based off their creativity, you kind of have to look back on it and say who nurtured these people to be as creative as they are. Because a lot of times we as a nation been trying to focus on science, math, some of the stronger based, so supposedly be important things. Um, I asked her what is the most positive outcome of the arts integrated lesson. And she replied, she said, the most positive outcome was seeing students excited about completing their math lesson. The drawings were awesome. Even students who didn't know how to draw did some amazing work. For me, that kind of drew me to the question of, did she think that arts integration was positive or negative for students? She definitely said, yeah, because students eventually became excited to be a part of their arts. Also, students were able to think of math in a different way. How many times do, and she said, this is her words. She said, how many times do I hear, what am I going to do with this later? Like, how is this going to help me with my life? And arts integration answers that question for many students, and that's what she said. I also asked her, does she think that arts integration lessons impact grades, or standardized test grades? And she said yes. She said students are more amped to remember a drawing they created by hand, or that a linear equation represents a straight line after completing a strand glass window activity. During standardized tests, they can think back and say, "Oh yeah, I remember drawing a slope man," in quotations. so the answers become engraved in their memories, inked in their brains to be retrieved during those moments when they become frustrated with the task of having to sit at a computer and answer question after question. So I told her, I asked her actually, did she think that arts integration in the classroom should be implemented more often? And she said absolutely, because students are more eager to learn. I also went off into directing her to another website that explained explained what pretty much what art integration was and how important art integration is to students and how beneficial it is. I kind of explained to her that a lot of students sometimes are unconfident or not confident in themselves to do artwork, and she kind of replied to me and told me that eventually the students catch on because they see how cool each and every other student project is. So rather than the standard, oh, you got an A and I got an F, that's kind of common. But once you see some students' artwork, or the activity is actually being fun, our kids are actually enjoying themselves, more kids will break out of that shell and become more social and actually benefit from the arts integration. So that was our interview with my, I want to say, 4th grade math teacher at the time, because she taught at Commonwealth Community Development Academy when I was there. So